This works out for me. Hello, everyone. So here I am live from sunny South Florida. Everything always works out for me. This is Mo Faul. This is America's kick-ass career coach. And this week, I am focusing on reframe. How to bust that stress, how to get past your limiting thinking, how to change your habits of thinking that have brought you to where you are. New habits of thinking will bring you to a new place. So I want to explain this in a very precise way because this is at the essence of a lot of people who are stuck and who are seeing the world over and over again, repeating and repeating. So one way to do that is by having a nice handy, hey Melissa, nice to see you, a nice handy reframe script. When things might seem a little going in the wrong direction, when things might seem actually to be broken down or moving in the wrong direction, everything always works out for me. Go ahead and take a screenshot. Everything always works out for me. Oh, that's mofaul.com. Is a great replacement phrase. I'm going to talk today about how to create reframe. Thank you, Melissa, for loving on me. I am so happy that you are here. So today I'm talking about stress busting. Change your thinking, change your life. It's a cliche, but it is so impactful. When you do change your thinking, you do change your life. So let's go into an example. I had a client, I actually spoke to her last week, and she was on fire. She was feeling her power, she was doing stuff, she was handling problems. But once a problem happened that she handled, and she did well, and she knew she rocked it, she was getting a little nervous about talking to her boss about it, because of course she had to communicate to him, let him know what was going on. Hey, prime time, nice to see you. She had to approach him and inform him as to what went on so that he would be in the loop. She was dreading talking to her boss, even though she was on fire. Yep, she was on fire. So what am I to do as her coach, helping her figure that out? So for those of you who are just joining, it is Motivational Monday. Through. Start your week with Mo. Motivation and Monday. More Monday. So, again, I've got this client who was stuck between powerhouse when she was handling her issues and feeling so magnificent, and then to tell the boss was stressing her out. So I said, how about if you change your thinking? You can change your life. Let's get that in a real close-up. Let's see if we can go ahead and take a snap of that. Change your thinking is changing your life. I'm going through this. So, how do you change your thinking? Mo, these are habits I have. I'm always thinking that my boss is not really as cool and as smart and as together as I want him to be. What do I do? Well, what you have to do is you have to reframe to reprogram. And what do I mean by that? I mean you have to reframe the situation and start giving yourself new thought habits, which eventually will reprogram your subconscious mind. And it's the subconscious mind that is going all the time, 24/7, while you're sleeping, while you're awake, while you're driving, while you're watching TV. You've got thoughts going through your subconscious brain all the time. Hey, Jazzy's World, nice to see you. Welcome. We're learning how to reframe, reprogram. So when you reframe a thought, habit, and you start to catch yourself, and you might replace it with a phrase like, everything always works out for me. Instead of, I can't believe this long line at the grocery store. I can't believe I'm stuck in traffic again. These people are idiots. I don't even like saying that kind of stuff because I have reprogrammed myself so much over the last 20 years to actually be in a positive state of mind as much as possible. Even though my mother says to me, Mo, things aren't always so rosy. I said, Mom, if you reframe everything is rosy because everything always works out for me. Even when things don't seem to work out, just think back on all of the wonderful things that have actually turned out pretty darn well for you. And if they haven't, perhaps you do need that replacement phrase. Hi, Dennis F74. So, reframe to reprogram. All right, let's get back to that client of mine who was on fire. She was handling the difficult situation, but then when it came to talking to her boss about it, she froze. That fight, flight, or freeze mechanism kicked in because her habits of thinking about talking with her boss were, he doesn't support me, he doesn't agree with what I do, he doesn't like the way I do anything. So she's immediately caught up in this limited thinking about how her boss is going to react and respond. So she starts shrinking, she starts getting into this really deep anxiety, and of course it has to happen over the weekend. So she veges out more. Maybe she overeats, overdrinks. She's trying to compensate for how crazy, horrible she starts to feel. Monday ain't looking so good for her. So I said, reframe and think about this. What can I learn? That's reframe number one. What can I learn out of this situation? What can you learn out of talking with your boss about something that maybe he or she might not exactly agree with you? Well, you could learn how to communicate better. You could learn to change your thinking and see how that happens. You could just change your thinking, and when you go to talk to your boss, just expect a different outcome. You might also ask yourself, how can I enjoy this? Yep. Screenshot to reframe, how can I enjoy this? And I know that might sound a little preposterous if you're dreading talking to your boss, but how can I enjoy this process? I'm bad English. Okay, well, just stick with me here, Dennis. So, how can I enjoy this? If you're having stress and tension in talking to your boss, how can you enjoy this? Hello, Alice. Oh, nice to see you. So you might want to say to yourself, you know what, I'm just going to sit back and watch my boss react, and I'm going to detach from it. And I am going to enjoy my own, Ali Sohail, nice to see you. I'm going to enjoy my own process. I'm going to feel my reactions, and I'm going to be in touch with myself, and I'm going to enjoy my reflection on the situation. I'm not going to get totally emotionally attached. I'm going to enjoy the distance and the detachment. That's a great way to enjoy it. Yeah, just don't be as attached. Thanks for all the hearts, folks. Love it. All right, reframe number 3. Whoops, let me take my fingers. What does the other person need from me? What does the other person need from me? And this is super important when you're dealing with a boss or someone at a higher level in the organization or a spouse, a friend. When you're confronted with your own anxiety and your own limiting thinking, you're stuck in your own shit. So, get into the other person's world for a second. In the case of this client who was anxiety-ridden about talking to her boss about a problem she handled like an ace, but she was afraid that he was going to disagree with what she had already done. So, if she says to herself, what does my boss need from me? What does my boss need in this situation? Well, he probably needs to look good. He needs to know how successful this was. He needs to make sure that any surprises that are coming his way, he might be aware of. So put those issues first in the conversation. Hey, boss, something came up last week. I rocked it. I knew exactly what to do. And I know that it's important to you that I communicate to you, that I tell you what's going on, and I make sure that you don't get any surprises because I want you to be kick-ass and successful and rock it. And know that I'm making that happen for you. So here's what happened. Put that all out front. And he's like all ears now because he wants to be successful. He wants to know that you've got his back and you're trying to make sure he looks successful. That's work. That is how we do work. That is how we build a career, by making other people successful. So what does the other person need from me is reframe number 3. let's go back on those reframes before we hit the next one. Reframe number 1, what can I learn? Reframe number 2, how can I enjoy this? And reframe number 3 is, what does the other person need from me? So the other thing is, what can I enjoy? What can I enjoy? Oh, I said that already. Okay. So I want you to show up stronger. I want you to show up stronger thoughts. MoFaul.com, just in case you didn't know that was me. MoFaul.com. I'm America's kick-ass career coach. Matter of fact, I kick-ass career coach people from all over the world. Because of the great, wonderful Periscope, internet, Facebook, Twitter, I'm able to reach and touch people, and my message resonates with those folks who know that things could be better. Maybe you're being taken for granted in your career. Maybe you've been passed over for promotion. Maybe you're watching all these other people be more successful than you, and you aren't quite sure exactly what it is. Hey, Poppy, nice to see you, my friend. Good to have you here. So how can you show up stronger in this situation? Again, when we are reframing, I want you to change your thinking to change your life and your career. My biggest replacement phrase, and those of you who work with me know this very well, I can't repeat it enough. Everything always works out for me. And you know what? I'm sometimes laughed at, maybe I'm bullied because I'm thinking positively. But you know what? I would much rather think everything always works out for me than life sucks and then you die. And there are some people who go around their entire life thinking that life sucks and then you die. That's a miserable existence. I don't want that. I want success. I want happiness. I want freedom. I want inner joy. And I am going to change my thoughts to change my life. And I've been doing that for 25 years. Now I'm teaching people all over the world how to do this and how it affects your career, your livelihood, your earnings. It affects how networking works for you. If you think everything always works out for me and you go to a networking event, what's going to happen? You're going to meet cool people that are going to open doors. They're going to know someone who knows someone who knows someone who's going to help you. Everything always works out for me is the best way to think about life because the universe does support you. The universe is looking out for you. We just passed Mother's Day in the U.S. and I saw a great post from my friend Kathy Caprino that said, "Can you love yourself as much as your mother's love?" Check that out. Can you? Do it. Love yourself. Everything always works out for me. So when you have stronger thoughts, when you approach things with more of your soul's power, the universe greets you there. The universe shows up there. So my phrase here is, whoops, let me just get this here. Show up bigger and the universe meets you there. The universe meets you when you show up bigger. It meets you. You learn English. I know English, my friend. Should I talk slower for you, Dennis? I'm happy to talk a little slower. Hey, Dennis, take a screenshot of this. Everything always works out for me. Trying to get the glare off of it. Everything always works out for me. Take a screenshot. Print that out for yourself. Put it on your desk. Put it in your car. Put it on your bathroom mirror. So when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, you're thinking everything always works out for me. And you're thinking I am kick-ass. And my life is going to be kick-ass. All right. So that's my Periscope. And I'm looking for my final. I have all these like cue cards so that you guys can take screenshots and know stronger thoughts, people. The power of positive thinking. Absolutely. Jorge, nice to see you, my friend. Stronger thoughts. Thoughts that empower you. Thoughts that are, how can I learn? How can I enjoy this situation? I do not teach English, my friend. Sorry about that. How can I learn from this situation? Hello, Fort Lauderdale. From Fort Lauderdale to Fort Lauderdale. Jorge, I got you. So, reframe your thoughts this week. Focus on changing your thinking to change your life. That's success. That's where you're going to get through situations that have been stopping you up until this point. You're going to change your thinking. Instead of, this sucks, my boss doesn't like me, this situation is horrible, I want you to change your thinking. If your boss is not the best boss for you, I want you to think everything always works out for me. I want you to reframe your conversations with your boss. I want you to learn from the situation. Perhaps you need to learn how to be more elegant in how you approach things. Perhaps you need to pull back and let other people be smart for a minute. Perhaps you need to show up stronger. Perhaps you need to leave the situation. What can you learn? What is this situation here to teach you, oh planet journeyer? It is a journey, and we learn constantly along the way. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. Again, this is Mo Faul. There we go, mofaul.com. Check out my website. I offer free clarity calls for people who really are serious about making changes in their career and want to just really super commit to stopping what's not working and really change it for good. Free clarity call. And maybe we'll work together. Maybe during that clarity call, you'll like be, this is great. And maybe I'll be like, hey, you're great. Poppy knows. Poppy Knowles. Love you. Everything always works out for me, folks. Change your thinking to change your life this week and be kick-ass. Visit mofaul.com for more. You guys are rocking it. Thanks for joining me on my Motivational Monday Periscope. Have a great week, and I'll be at you with Twitter at Coach Mo Faul, Facebook at Coach Mo Faul. If you want to get into a nice group where we're talking all career, it's Facebook #CareerLove. I want you to be successful and rock on and make your money and be free and have bosses that you adore and who adore you. I want that for you, and I know how you can get there. This is mofaul.com.